In part one, we looked at the federal, state, and county financial assistance provided to sustain sustainable businesses. The quick look at the University of California Cooperative Extension report showed that 50% of Marin County was used for agriculture, and the vast majority of that is used for livestock. What we didn't discuss yet is Marin's gross domestic product, which in 2020 was around 32 billion. That's billion with a B. All agriculture in Marin County accounted for 97 million. That's million with an M. With dairy being the most destructive and resource intensive of the agricultural businesses, let's take a look at milk. Milk brought in 35 million. 97 million is only 0.3% of 32 billion. 35 million is only 0.1% of 32 billion. But that 0.3% of the economy required 50% of the county's land. Since I'm comparing output to acreage used, it's only fair to mention that agriculture also includes animals harvested from the ocean. So that's like an extra boost to the agricultural finance side of things that doesn't even require official acreage. Economically speaking, that is not efficient use of land. And I don't know how you can separate efficiency from sustainability. So then the argument changes from economics to the importance of conservation. How nice to have a fallback when your first argument doesn't work out. But as you'll see, even that argument doesn't pan out. I'm compelled to throw in a reality check here. In case you don't know what you're looking at, that's what dairy looks like. That is about 71 brand new babies separated from their mothers so that we can drink that mother's milk. And that is all of the dead land and over-trampled soil that dairy does to the earth. So we are mean to animals and mean to the earth, all to provide a product that drains our tax dollars. There's a reason that I showed you all that decimated land. There's a reason I showed you the drone footage going over the hills of this ranch land. It's not conserved in the romantic sense of the word that we think of the word conserved. It's conserved for that industry to keep exploiting. It's not habitat. It's not beautiful, wonderful, recreational open space. Did anyone see any wildlife in a single shot? As we've seen with other industries, as they start to be exposed and the consumers start to wake up, money is put into marketing campaigns to counter that decline in the market. That's why we start seeing reports about things that are too good to be true, such as continuing to eat things that you should not be eating for the sake of the planet actually helps the planet. No. Last but not least is the debunking of the pseudoscience and the marketing that has effectively kept us down this path. How many times in this class alone have we seen examples of how certain industries take on different entities because it's too obvious to use their own names when they want to put out some sort of a marketing, or an entity that sounds scientific without actually using scientists? And therefore you can produce your own data and even kind of sneakily hide who funded these private studies. Let's see, did the automobile industry do that? Let's see, has the fossil fuel industry done that? Has the tobacco industry done that? That's just a couple of examples so far that we personally have examined. Well, we have the same thing here. How Big Ag Bankrolled Regenerative Ranching. Wow, what a title. Those are some pretty tough words to start out the article. Now, how many people, I just want to keep us involved here, how many people want to reject what this article is about to say already, just on principle, because you don't want to give up what you're already doing? I mean, it's as simple as this. This is why the regenerative racket is so successful. Let's say you have two articles to choose from. One, you can read about how cattle runoff destroyed an entire shoreline ecosystem, or you can read about how continuing to eat what you're already eating isn't actually bad for the planet and might even save it. Which one do you want to pick up? But let's say that you stubbornly want to defend this open space, which is actually a wasteland where beautiful habitat once was, but it's important enough to you to keep this open space? Well, you still have the issue of sustainability. So let's take one battle at a time. Maybe you like all the manure and you like all of those introduced fire fuel plants that aren't supposed to be here and that make us extremely susceptible to the fires, all caused by ranching. But maybe you want to defend all that. Can you still call this sustainable? Let's go one argument at a time. Is this really sustainable? Maybe you think it's worth it to not be sustainable because you like it so much. Just don't call it sustainable. Just be honest at least. Step one is to be honest.